Welcome back to JB Sports. I'm your host, Jonathan Burton, and today we're getting into some normal sports. We're going to get into Drake Maye and mostly the Commanders. But if you look around, you see I'm back in the normal setup, the goated setup, back home for fall break. So you're going to get one episode of me here, and then I'll be back in the other setup. But it's nice to be back to where it all started after, high school, but where it all started for me, really. So. First, like I said, we're going to talk about Drake Maye. So, the reason we're talking about Drake Maye is he is starting against the Texans. I do not like this whatsoever. The reason I don't is Drake Maye, young quarterback, he does deserve to get some time, does deserve to play a little bit, but you don't want him to get hurt. The Patriots O line has been really bad, and he hasn't been good for Brissett. I don't know how good they're gonna be for a rookie, and you're bringing him out against a really good team too. You're not bringing him out against a team like the Panthers, a team kind of bad like that. You're going straight into it against one of the best teams, a really good defensive line. They got Hunter, they have Anderson. Like you're setting him up for failure. They have a pretty good defensive backcourt. They have some good linebackers, so you're putting him against a team that has a good offense, which is going to make it struggle for the Patriots defense. They don't have, and on offense, one, the outline's not good, so the defensive line is going to get to Drake May a lot of pressures. Two, the wide receivers are not really that good. I'm gonna be honest. Their wide receiver group sucks. I don't think they're that good. Ramondre Stevens is going to be out, so that's not good for them. And then Drake, man, he's just young. He can't. You know what? Maybe he goes out there and plays crazy. Maybe he goes out there and plays amazing. But the problem is, it's heavily doubted that he's going to play amazing. He could. He could play really good. I think he can play good. But with the offensive line not being able to hold up and the pressure and the defense that the Texans have, it's going to be hard for him. And he's going to take a lot of hits. And you don't want a young quarterback like him getting injured. So I don't really know why you wouldn't just keep Bassett out there. He's not playing well, but the Patriots season is already not going well. I think a lot of people thought it wouldn't go well anyway, so I would just keep him out there and maybe we'll wait to let May play games against like the Panthers or another game where it's just a not as good opponent, especially on defense. So we'll see how it goes for him. Hopefully he does not get hurt. I don't wish injury on any player, and I hope he can play well for his team because he can be a very good player. In preseason, he did pretty good. So we'll see. But I hope he does well. The next thing we're actually going to go into is also a quarterback starting. You have Spencer Rattler starting for the Saints. This one, he's going against Tampa, which is a pretty good defensive line and a defense, but you really don't have a choice because Derek Carr's hurt. He's going to be out for a while with the oblique. The second quarterback they have isn't too good, so you might as well put Rattler out there. He looked pretty good in preseason. He didn't look bad. And he can be good too, but less of a chance of him being good. And just, they don't want him, I wouldn't want him to get hurt. I mean, he is a third stringer, so it's not that you care about him less, but you just want, I don't know. You don't want your QB to get hurt. You don't want any player to get hurt. So hopefully he can play well. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. And he could do well. It's against the Bucks, so that's going to be a little struggle maybe for him on defensive wise. But again, any given Sunday. So next, Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. The Commanders beat the Browns 34-13, which really should have been 34-6 because they got a garbage time touchdown. We're gonna go over some stats. Jaden Daniels, 14 for 25, 238 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Not the best game for him, I will say. He played very okay. He played good. He had some rough spots. The interception at the goal line right after he threw a bomb to Terry McLaurin, which Terry almost scored. So if he would have scored, the interception wouldn't even been there. But the big point about that is he came back out. He played good. He didn't let it deter him. Another touchdown he almost got was like a perfect throw from. It was like, I think like the 15 maybe round. He just did a little pass up to Terry. Terry just dropped it, which we love Terry. He shouldn't be dropping that, but it's okay. We still love him. So he did pretty well. Of course, it is one of the harsher looking days for him. Still had 238 yards, so not bad. Then you go to rushing. So 238 total yards. Rushing, 11 carries, 82 yards. Rushing, he's still doing good. He's doing good at sliding. He's doing good at not taking hits. That is the biggest thing for him. We don't want him taking any hits. Terry McLaurin, 4 receptions, under 12 yards. He did good. And just so you know, the touchdown that Jane Daniels threw was a pass to De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown just got by his defender. Jane Daniels just threw a beautiful ball, just straight right into it, cradle it, perfect touchdown. And that was after, you know, interception was after. So the scoring drive. So Brian Robinson, after getting hurt and not hurt, but getting banged up and maybe not able to play this week, came out there still in pain, but he got 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson Jr., I'm so happy we have him. He is such a good player, one of the best running backs in the league, in my opinion. So that's what that is. One thing I'm annoyed with, Dustin Hopkins hit a 51-yarder. Where was that when you played for us, Dustin Hopkins? Like, really holding out on us? Why? Why would you do that? But it's all what happens. I think our long snappers have been really bad for a while. So, Jeremy McNichols also got a touchdown. He's been doing good the last 2 days. All three of them have been playing. So, they're all doing good. I like our running back core. I made a reel and I'm in the video said they're one of the best in the league. In my opinion, they are. You had the defense play really good. Frankie Lulu, chef's kiss on the last game he played. 2.5 sacks. I don't know if the turnover he had was a fumble recovery or an interception. To me, it's an interception because he like kind of threw the ball and it never touched the ground and he just caught it. It doesn't really matter. He forced a turnover with him and Bobby Wagner really being a crazy linebacker group together. They are playing so well. So I love to see that our linebacker group is doing so good compared to our linebacker group last year because Cody Barton did bad. Jamin Davis was not, he's not a good linebacker for us. And just the people we had were terrible. One of the worst linebacker groups in the league. So, and our defensive backs didn't do bad this game. So I'll go into the Cleveland Browns stats. Deshaun Watson, 15 for 28, 125 yards, 1 touchdown. The 1 touchdown came in garbage time, so it really isn't that good in my opinion, but anyone can say what they want. He was having a rough time. Our defensive line and our linebackers really got to him. The coverage was pretty good. He did overthrow a few balls. Like Jaden Daniels did overthrow one to Zach Ertz. I just didn't think he was ready for Zach Ertz not to get there. I thought he maybe think he was a little faster, but put too much mustard on the ball. So Jaden Daniels overthrew that, but Deshaun Watson overthrew Amari Cooper like twice on a streak where he might have been able to get a long, ball. I do think that our coverage was on Amari Cooper was pretty good. He had 4 receptions, 60 yards, still a good amount, but worse than what I thought. I thought Amari Cooper was going to be a very big struggle for us because I thought, against the Commanders, bad quarterbacks usually have their day. Like Daniel Jones plays like Tom Brady against us. So I thought maybe Deshaun Watson was going to get out of his little bad streak against us, but we held on pretty good defense, and we blew him out. But the rushing, I was scared of. Rushing, Jerome Ford, 49 carries for 47 yards. Dante Foreman, 9 for 44. And then Deshaun Watson, 3 for 14. But it wasn't terrible. I mean, it's good to hold two different running backs to 44 yards because if you look at our running backs, you had, just Jaden Daniels, 11 for 82. Austin Eckler, 6 for 67. Jeremy McNichols, 7 for 44. Brian Robinson, he did have 7 for 18, but he did have 2 touchdowns, so that kind of makes up for that. Marcus Mariota, 2 carries for 2 yards. He did not good at all. And Terry McLaurin, 1 for 2, which Terry McLaurin did fumble also, but it's okay. We forgive him for the things that he had done. So, but yeah, honestly, receiving to De'Ami Brown, the 2 receptions for 57 yards. Austin Eckler, 2 for 50. Luke McCaffrey, 3 for 19. Zach Ertz, 2 for 10. Alameda Zacchaeus, 1 for 10. And Brycene Tremaine, 1 for -2 yards. So that kind of sucked. But our our defensive line is doing good. Our linebackers are good. I'll go back over some of their stats. I'll do people who got stats. Frankie Louvu, 4 tackles, 3 assists, 2.8, 2.5 sacks. Jonathan Allen, 4 solo tackles, 1 sack. And then you had Bobby Wagner, 3 tackles, 3 assists for 1.5 sacks. You had Dorrance Armstrong, 1 tackle, 2 assists for 1 sack. Dante Fowler Jr., 1 tackle, 1 sack, and that was pretty much it for our defense. So our defense is doing good. We're on a little bit of a run. Of course, you don't know really what will happen against the Ravens. I'll get into that, but you're really hoping that we can keep this up. So their defense, this is the main thing I was talking about. So I talked about, them getting they were gonna get their normal numbers. They're gonna get sacks, everything. But honestly, we didn't do too terrible. The people who got a sack, Jeremiah Owusu Koromau, 5 tackles, 1 sack. Winston Reed, 4 tackles, 2 assists for point 0.5. Zadris Smith, 1 sack. And then Dalvin Tomlinson, point 0.5. Like, the heavy hitters didn't really come out. Miles Garrett didn't record a tackle, an assist, or a sack. So really, he was someone I was worried about. I said he was going to get some of his own. Like he's going to get a sack. He didn't. Of course, guarding him mostly was the reason that other people got sacks. You're hyper focusing on one of them. The rest are going to get some tackles in there. But we stopped him really good. You know, it was kind of impressive. Our line held up pretty good. So I'm just really happy with what we've been able to do with our like all our offensive line compared to last year. Because last year offensive line was terrible. Sam Howell was just throwing crazy passes because he was always pressured. He was getting sacked all the time. So I'm really happy and proud of what the offensive line has been able to do compared to last year. And one thing I want to say, Sam Howell, love him, still has his jersey, still have his jersey. The one of the things I like about Jaden Daniels way more than Sam Howell is Jaden Daniels, he throws a pick, he's gonna come back and be smarter. Sam Howell, he goes out, throws a pick, better expect two more than bad boys. He would sling it no matter what. He would not kind of calm down from it. So if he threw one interception, you knew he was gonna throw at least one or two more. So I'm happy that I'm happy that Jaden Daniels can come out there and be calm with it. Be like, okay, I threw a pick. How can I do better? I'm not going to throw another pick. Has only thrown 2 picks this year, which if you look at some other rookies, they've thrown 2 picks in a singular game, maybe even 3. So just saying. And a lot of people are mad that Caleb Williams didn't get the Pepsi Rookie of the Week. If you think about it, the greatest game he's had so far is against the Panthers. And I know you can say for Jane Daniels, maybe that the Bengals defense is bad and that the Giants defense is bad and the Cardinals defense isn't great, but he didn't even win the Giants one. I don't know why I'm talking about that. So, like, also with the Browns game, he didn't play the fourth quarter like at all. He got subbed out because we were doing so good. So one, he missed those. Two, he could have got a second passing touchdown, but Terry McLaurin unfortunately dropped it. And he's playing one of the best defenses in the league. So that's my way to justify it. Other people can disagree because that's what sports is. You have the right to disagree. But personally, I think that's why he got it and not the not Caleb Williams. So that's really the main thing about it. And next game, we go against the Ravens. This is what people are calling our Super Bowl. I get why they're joking about it. I don't think it's our Super Bowl, but Ravens fans, if we win, I'll be talking trash. I don't care if you guys think, oh, it's just another game for you and you win, you'll be fine. I'm going to talk trash because I'm a Commanders fan. I haven't seen anything good in years. So if we win this, I will go crazy on the podcast. You can guarantee that. But I'm gonna go into what we kind of need to do to win. What we can't, we gotta do stuff. So I'm gonna go into what we have to do. So offensively, we got to keep on this little roll of running and passing. Jaden Daniels has to stay consistent like he has. I don't think we can really afford a turnover by him. We I don't think we can afford a turnover just because the Ravens, they play a lot better when they're ahead and not from behind. So if we can get ahead fast or stay equal with them, we can really make the game competitive. To me, this game, if we stay competitive, is also a win for me just because how we've been the last few years. But I want to win. I think we can win. So I'm really hoping that Jaden Daniels can stay consistent, play this amazing ball he's been playing. A lot of people are saying he's a top 10 quarterback in the league and maybe top 5 in the NFC. So that's all I'm saying. I have not been able to fully put myself in this winning streak we have because I have trust issues with this team. They stuck for so long that I can't fully trust this team to keep on this winning streak. So I have to see them beat a team like the Baltimore Ravens to move to trust them even more. So what we got to do, Jane Daniels, I've talked, stay consistent, play the football he's been playing. We have to continue to play good running. We got to stay consistent with the passing and running so we don't, lose that identity we've had with Cliff Kingsbury. I think we will still run, but I don't know if we're going to do it consistently. Unfortunately, it's looking like Brian Robinson Jr. might not be able to play, which sucks because we really want him to play because he's so good, but we will have Noah Brown back, which is a very good wide receiver piece for us. Cleveland Farrell's good, and Nick Allegretti is good, so it's going to be nice to have those guys playing. Safety Tyler Owens will be out, which he's good. He's not like make or break for us, so it's okay, but he's not bad for us. But what we need to do on offense, keep to what our offense is doing. Be smart with the ball. Keep converting on those fourth downs. We haven't missed a single fourth down conversion this whole year because we've been so good with it. We've been so just dangerous. Our offense is dangerous. You can't let us have a single inch because Jane Daniels will make that throw. So offense is dangerous. We just got to keep being dangerous and keep making the run and pass work. Defensively is the part I'm more afraid of. Oh, also, our offensive line needs a block still. But going back into what I was saying, the defense is what I'm more scared about because they got two very dangerous players. You have Derrick Henry, King Henry. Their running back has been playing pretty good, really good this season. He got the game winning, not game winning run, like he didn't get a touchdown, but he got him into field goal to win the game after Lamar fumbled the ball. And the Bengals sold. Sorry, Bengals fans, you sold. But he's been very good. He played very good against the Bills. He played good against the Bengals. And then you have the reigning MVP, Lamar Jackson. He's scary with his legs. So if we can have our defensive line play like they've been playing and linebacker group, if Frankie Louvu can keep playing as dangerous as he's been playing, we will be pretty good against the Ravens. Like, I can't stress this enough. Frankie Louvu is one of the best linebackers in the game right now. I do not care what anyone says. You can argue with a brick wall for all I care. Frankie Louvu is one of the best linebackers in the game. I will say that to the day I die about this season. He's been great, forces turnovers, stays in coverage well, gets sacks. I love him. I'm so happy we brought him in, especially for the money we did, because he should probably be paid more than what we're paying him. So hopefully he continues to play as good as he can and we keep winning. But defensively, I'm also a little afraid of Zay Flowers. I will admit that because he is also dangerous. He can be, just depends on the game and how he's feeling. And Mark Andrews, I don't think we have to worry about, but of course, any player apparently can go crazy against us. So we'll see there. But we're gonna have Hoppy locked down tight end easily. We need Bobby Wagner, Frankie Luvu to play very good. I don't know who we're gonna put on Zay Flowers. Hopefully, someone a little faster. I mean, I don't know what we can do, but we'll figure it out. The defense will figure it out. We'll figure out what works. And then defensive line, we need Jonathan Allen. He had a pretty good game last week. He's getting better than what I said he was doing. I apologize for doubting you. You're doing better, but we need him in Payne and Armstrong to dominate in the trenches. We need them to get Lamar not to run forward. We need to surround him. We need to get him to get. We need to get sacks. We need to make him fumble, throw stupid passes in interception. We need them to do that because Lamar can pass, and our linebackers like Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner need to watch him running. That's also what scares me. That's why being having a dual threat quarterback go against you is dangerous because they can run, they can pass. So those are the two things. Of course, everybody knows Lamar can do those both things, so we have to be worried. But I'm just scared because our defensive back group has been okay, but they always had their good times and then a lapse of good defense. So hopefully they can play well there. But this game, I how am I gonna say this? We're gonna I'm going to predict we win, but it's gonna be a very close game. Could go into overtime, but I think we're gonna win by a single score. We're not gonna win by two. We're not gonna win by three. We're not gonna win by four. We're gonna win by a single score. That's all we're gonna win by. And if we get this win, it'll be so big for us. Because not only will we continue to be first in our division, we've defeated one division rival so far this year, but we're going to be defeating one of the best teams in the AFC. One of the head honchos, the reigning MVP, a team that's favored to maybe go to the Super Bowl, other than the Chiefs, of course, which they're their own conversation if we ever go against them this year, which we probably won't, unfortunately, because we're not going to go to the Super Bowl. I wish we could. I wish I could have faith that we could, but I don't have faith yet. So hopefully all that goes well and we can really just hammer what we need to do home. We do those things, it's the ticket to winning. That is what we need to do. And really that's all I have about the game. I just really want us to win, even if it's close. And of course, if we don't win, if we make it a competitive game, that's still a win to me because that means we can stay competitive with these really good teams. And honestly, we don't have a perfect team. Our defensive back group, we need to sign someone. We need to get like JC Jackson, someone like that, someone who can be a kind of more of a leader. Because St. Juice, he's a good cornerback too. I don't think he's much better than that. I'm not gonna talk about Emmanuel Forbes because everybody knows how I feel about Emmanuel Forbes. If you watch one of my videos before, I talk a lot of trash on him. Sorry, Emmanuel Forbes. That's all I can really say. Sandstro, he's young. He's been very good. He trucks Deshaun Watson out of bounds and almost caused the fight, even though Deshaun Watson got mad at him for trucking him when he was inbound, so it was completely clean, but whatever. And he's good. I don't think he's gonna be really good in my opinion. I think he can be really good, but right now he's a rookie. He's younger. He's gonna learn. But we don't really have a cornerback. One, safeties. Quan Martin has been very good, and Jeremy Chin have been good, so I think we're fine there. Just defensive back group, the ones we need to worry about that. And then line hasn't been terrible. It's starting to get better. We're finally starting to get that identity on defense, what we really want our defense to be. So that's been amazing. But other than that, yeah, there's not really much more I have to say about the game. I think that it'll be interesting. I want to see how well Drake Maye does. I want to see how Spencer Rattler does. Honestly, I don't know why I want to see him play so bad and see how he can do, but I really do. I think it could be interesting how well he can do or see how bad he can do. But it's interesting. We'll see. We'll see if the Jaguars can finally have a good game. I mean, they always play good overseas, so we'll see if they can continue that streak. But I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. This has been JB Sports, and have a great weekend.